Antes, Gabe me contó sobre que es trans. Yo vi las redes sociales de Gabe.
Isabel shares her true initial feelings about Gabe being transgender, and it was not all cute and sweet like we thought it was.
Sentí muchas cosas. Era más mi susto, mi miedo, porque nunca en mi vida yo pensé en que me fuera a gustar un chico trans.
Let's talk about it. Hey 90 Day Fans fam, it's Melicia. I hope you are well. I'm so excited because I have some great things coming up for you. I went to Miami and spent time with Darcy and Stacy. We talked about it all, from their filtered pictures to if there's sisterly competition between them to Darcy's love life.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And I got an inside look into Stacy's designer-filled closet. It was a good time.
You gotta do the runway walk. Come
Yeah,
on,
do it.
Show them what you got.
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
Yep. There you go.
Plus, I also had a chance to stop by Lauren and Alex's place to chat with them and see their adorable kids in person. They are so cute.
Hey, no fighting, boys. Shai, what are you doing? Hey, no pushing him.
We had the opportunity to see how the family of 5 gets ready for the day in the mornings. And once the kids were off to school, Lauren and Alex gave me a tour of their spot. Make sure you subscribe to Entertainment Tonight's YouTube channel so you don't miss what we have coming for you. Now, when it comes to this week's episode of The Other Way, I am not even gonna front. It was one of those episodes where it was enjoyable to watch, but after it was over, I was sitting there scratching my head like, what am I gonna talk about? There wasn't any major must-see moments. That said, we did learn some new information that'll be important for the rest of the season. Before we get into Isabel detailing her first reaction to Gabe being a trans man, I want to talk about Nicole and Mahmoud. We met them for the first time in this episode.
My name is Nicole. I'm 38 and I live in Los Angeles, California.
Nicole delivers food and resells clothes to make ends meet. She met Mahmoud, who was 26, during a meditation trip to Egypt.
On the last day of my trip, I was shopping for fabric and I wandered into the fabric store. There's this super cute boy with these big brown eyes and these big sexy muscles.
When Nicole returned to the States, she and Mahmoud were talking constantly, and boom, he popped the question. That quick, yes.
Couldn't have been more than 5 days after I was back in America where he asked me if I really would come to Egypt and marry him.
And that she did. She returned to Egypt 7 days after he asked her to. 7 days. Love will have you feeling like anything is possible for real.
Love conquers all.
But those love goggles definitely kept Nicole from seeing the situation clearly.
I was in for a rude awakening.
After they said I do, Mahmoud's Muslim-based beliefs took over their marriage. He started giving Nicole rules about how to dress.
I love expressing myself through fashion.
And how she should interact with other men. How she didn't see this coming? Your guess is as good as mine. But after living in Egypt for 2 months,
It was much different than I thought.
she was out of there. Beep, beep. She left. Fast forward to now, she wants to try to make it work again. So she's moving back to Egypt. And her friend's response says it all.
What? You're going what? Where?
I'm going to live with Mahmoud in Egypt.
But I thought you're separating.
She said that like it was a secret.
The first time I moved, within a week, I realized how different it is to live in Egypt than it is to visit. I don't drive, I don't speak the language. I was just really struggling there with culture shock.
Can I get a rosé?
After 2 months, Mahmoud and I decided to apply for a spousal visa so he could come to the US. And in the meantime, I would go back and forth.
Thank you.
I went back and forth to Egypt about 6 times, and things started to fall apart. I mean, we fought all the time about everything.
It got so bad between these two that after 11 months of marriage, Nicole canceled Mahmoud's visa application, told him she wants a divorce, and
I blocked him.
yes, she blocked him.
Every time I turned around, there was like a new rule that I didn't know existed, but that I was breaking.
How much does he know about your LA life?
Like if we FaceTime him right now, right? What would he say? He got a beer.
Would he freak out?
Yes,
His
he would.
dress.
Is your friends drinking with you
Oh, yeah,
in
this is-
public?
So this is bad, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he should be open to like receiving this, you just being yourself.
I feel the same way, and believe me, we've had fight after fight about this same thing.
One thing I learned recently, or I had to relearn, is not to abandon or dim down the qualities you love about yourself to make someone else comfortable. That's not love. And plain and simple, if you can't be yourself around your partner, that person is not for you. You shouldn't have to force love or lose yourself trying to keep it. I'm not sure why Nicole thinks it's gonna be different when she goes back to Egypt this time, but we'll see. All right, let's move on to Isabel and Gabe.
My name is Isabel. I'm 34. I'm from El Carmen, Colombia.
In a day, Gabe is set to move to Colombia to be with Isabel, and this episode sets up her backstory.
A mis 17 años, yo quedé embarazada ya de Sara.
She's a single mom, raising a 16-year-old daughter, Sarah, and an 11-year-old son, Miguel.
El papá de mi hija fue mi primer novio, pero después de que yo me di cuenta que estaba embarazada, la relación cambió muchísimo y las cosas empezaron como a fallar. Unos años después que terminé con el papá de Sara, conocí al papá de Miguel Ángel. Era un hombre mucho mayor que yo y pensé que de pronto esa vez todo iba a ser muy diferente, pero no fue así.
After her failed relationship with her son's father, Isabel didn't think she was ever going to be in a relationship again. And quite frankly, she didn't want to. But then came Gabe.
Y todo fue diferente. Me gustó mucho como su energía, su alegría, esa chispa, siempre contento, haciendo bromas, cantando, bailando. Eso me gustó.
They say love comes when you're not looking, but no one ever tells you how to not look for it. Sometimes I go out and I'm like, don't look today, don't look. How do you not look for something you want? At this point, I'm assuming you just stay focused on you, focused on dating yourself, focused on working toward your goals. And with time, you'll become so content with the life that you've built that naturally you won't look. Sometimes you have to loosen your grip to allow things to fall into place. But I remind myself, don't fall into the trap of loosening your grip solely because you want a partner. Loosen your grip because you want to discover the you who truly doesn't need anyone else to make them happy. After all, whether we know it or not, that's the fulfillment we are really seeking.
Bueno, ahora contigo. Bueno.
All right, enough of my TED Talk. During an outing with her daughter, who is stunning, by the way, Isabel and her daughter are both beautiful. They look like sisters or friends. And look, they both did the fan thing at the same time.
Somos dos grandes amigas.
Anyway, during their outing, Isabel opens up about the moment she found out Gabe was transgender. And this was before he came out and told her.
¿Te acuerdas cuando revisamos todo el Instagram? Sí, obviamente. ¿Cómo voy a olvidarlo? Antes, Gabe me contó sobre que es trans. Yo vi las redes sociales de Gabe.
So the first picture that you see here, this was like probably 1 month on testosterone. And then the last picture is me currently. Today is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years on testosterone.
So Gabe had been documenting his transition on Instagram, and that's how Isabel found out. Which took me by surprise, because the way it was explained in the premiere was that Gabe was upfront with her about his status. But in all actuality, social media revealed his truth, and his text confirming it followed.
Comencé a ver que él era un chico trans, una sorpresa muy grande para mí, y nunca me hubiera dado cuenta porque Gabe en su apariencia es totalmente un hombre. Yo tenía muchas preguntas, porque cuando yo lo conocí No vi en él ningún rasgo femenino, ni en su cuerpo, ni en su voz, ni en su cara. O sea, todo perfectamente era de un hombre.
Isabel admits that the truth scared her at first.
La verdad, estaba muy nerviosa. Sentí muchas cosas. Era más mi susto, mi miedo, porque nunca en mi vida yo pensé en que me fuera a gustar un chico trans. Pero yo contesté que no me importaba. Desde el principio la conexión era muy linda. Quería seguir hablando con él. Y lo primero que hice fue mostrarle a Sara.
Well, she did say her and her daughter are great friends. And while Sarah was also shocked at first, she's fully supportive of Isabel and Gabe's love. As long as her mom's happy, she's happy.
Pero Gabriel y yo nos llevamos muy bien y quiero mucho a Gabriel realmente.
Now, there are 3 important people who are close to Isabel who are still unaware of Gabe's journey. The first one is Isabel's son, Miguel. She and Sarah aren't sure if an 11-year-old is ready for a conversation about gender identity.
Esperemos a ver, porque igual ellos son muy unidos.
Sí.
The other 2, Isabel's parents. Apparently, her dad is super conservative.
Cerrado, achapado a la antigua.
Mi miedo más grande al contarle a mis papás es que de pronto no vaya a haber una aceptación y que de pronto eso, no sé, si me aleje a mí un poquito de mi familia o si me aleje un poco de Gabriel.
Ojalá no reaccionen mal.
No sé, me pongo súper nerviosa. Yo a Gabe lo amo y yo no quisiera sentir que se me rompe otra vez el corazón.
Es complicado.
Yeah, well, keep it on your radar. When Gabe and Isabel decide to tell her parents, it's definitely going to be a big deal. All right, well, next week, it looks like we are finally going to meet Debbie.
Yeah, I found the right person that suits my personality. I'm 67 years old. I'm moving to Morocco to marry Osama. He's 24 years old, but I love him.
How do you know he's not scamming you?
Oh, he's definitely scamming her.
Look, I'm old. Let me have my fun.
You may be in love, but this guy's young. He has nothing to lose. You have everything to lose by this. The last thing I want to see is my mom get hurt again.
I always feel for the kids who have to step into parent mode on this show. And look at Debbie with the fan. She is something else. All right, 90 Day Fans fam, make sure you stick with ET because we are covering it all. I will see you next time.